Had a brain fart over a jump at Ironman and overjumped it and broke my wrist. I was lucky enough to get a quad for Christmas from Santa when I was 2.5 years old in 1998 or 9. We had like 210 entries last year total, and about 100 plus are TRX 90s, and that's a lot of TRX 90s to show up to one event.
It is.
What's your option? You're gonna go somewhere else, and if not be like, this is still the prestige premier series.
Right.
So be happy and appreciate it's still around. The value has to be created here first.
Yes.
For them to step up, or a company to invest a big amount in the series, or a rider. Have your dream of what you want, and always keep that. Never come off that. But I've been a person in years to kind of just like set your expectation low and really just enjoy your time of having fun. Look what you're doing right now. This is like the coolest thing. Just try to enjoy this. You know, as much as you dreaded coming because you had so much stress, like, look what you're doing. This is really cool.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. And gotta enjoy what you're doing.
Welcome everybody, this is Liam with Four Wheel Frenzy, and we're back again with another episode. And this week I've got with me Nick Gennusa, pro ATV motocross racer, semi-retired, is that what we're going to call it now?
Yeah, I'm retired and coming back for a couple, so.
Yeah. It's hard to just quit and be done with it.
Yeah, you can't cold turkey it all together. You gotta stay involved a little bit, and I'm happy to be here, and I definitely miss it a little bit.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, because we're here at Budds Creek Motocross right now. We're here for the ATVMX National this weekend, and this is where you decided, I can't stay out of it. I got to come back, do a little bit of racing.
Yeah.
Well,
it's close enough. I like the track. I was praying all the months when I was prepping for this race that the weather was going to be good, and so I've been working hard for this race because I haven't raced at all really this year. I did one local race in March, but I knew I had to work a lot harder because I haven't been at the races with the pace. So I've done what I could, riding at my own track and riding with some guys on dirt bikes that are pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I feel good, and I've done what I could at my own place, and we're gonna see what I got, if I still got it or not this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously you're Nick Gennusa. You are, like we just said, pro ATV motocross rider, and you went pro a little over a decade ago, right?
2015.
That's what I thought.
12 seasons ago.
Yeah. And, ATV pro class. When did you quit the Pro-Am class? Was that the same year you went pro?
I did Pro-Am and Pro the same year.
Okay.
And I won the Pro-Am championship in 2015.
Okay.
And moved up to Pro the same year, and I got fifth that year in Pro too.
Not bad.
My rookie year, it was good.
Yeah. And, it seems like ever since you went pro, and we'll talk about this a little bit later too, but you've pretty much stayed consistent your whole pro career.
Yeah.
It was just, like last year, you seemed to have a few, off races, and that hurt you quite a bit. Pro class, there's no slacking. You can't have one bad weekend.
Yeah,
really.
I had top 5 overall within the top 5 for 9 years straight, all of them, from when I started to the end. And then in 2024 would have actually been the 10th season. I was in 4th in points at round 4. What was looking like another year, and I had a brain fart over a jump at Ironman and overjumped it and broke my wrist, and that kind of killed my streak. And I broke my wrist. I tore a couple things in there, and that was just like a really long recovery in itself. And I really just never felt, I came back, did a couple races that year, struggled, just kind of felt fragile. Your fingers don't work the same. Everything works different. Yeah. And I kind of struggled with that again in 2025, and those don't always heal that quick.
No.
So, has it went away? I feel like it's went away, the pain, and I've got range back. It's definitely there a little bit more. But at the same time, it does feel better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah. We'll see.
And it might have just, obviously we'll see this tomorrow.
Yep.
It's a little bit later today and tomorrow, but maybe a little bit of time off, because you had some time off, but of course you're itching to race and get back out there.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit of this kind of actual resting, not kind of, I don't want to say rushing, but not just like pushing it to get back on the gate. Maybe it really helped you as well. And it's not like you've been sitting on the couch either. You have been riding.
Listen, I've had this race on my schedule and radar for a long time. I knew this was going to be the first one I came back to. So back in, beginning of April, I started just kind of getting back into the gym stuff, because normally I would start in say January to get ready for March.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to overdo it, and I got ready at my own pace, and I don't know. I really couldn't even tell you how I'm going to do tomorrow. I have no idea. I think it's going to be really good, or I'm going to be like, man, I got my butt kicked. It's going to be it's going to be one of the two. I'm going in open-minded. I think I'm more a clear headspace, because I really have no pressure. These guys have more pressure on them, not me. I mean, I haven't done one this year. I mean,
you're here to hang out.
Here to hang out. I'm nowhere in points, nor am I trying to be. And it's just a fun weekend for me. So the pressure's on them, not me.
Right, for sure. Tatum and I want to talk about quads. Better yet, what our partner RWI Motorsports can do for your quad. RWI Motorsports offers sport ATV wheels for the racer and the recreational rider out there, offering a 10-inch front wheel and a rolled lip and beadlock option, as well as an 8-inch and 9-inch rear single beadlock and a 9-inch dual beadlock wheel for the woods racer out there. Trusted by top WORX, GNCC, and ATV Motocross Championship racers, these wheels are designed to last as well as they look. Having a gloss black finish with a laser etched logo on them, and having the ability to change out your beadlock rings to personalize it to your favor, and they also offer a carbon beadlock ring as well. Another big thing with the RWI wheels is that they come in a dual bolt pattern. So the fronts have a 4x144 and 4x156 bolt pattern. The rears have a 4x110 and 4x115 pattern. So they'll fit most sport quads out there. You buy a different machine with a different bolt pattern, these wheels are most likely to switch on over. So whether you're looking to get your first set of wheels, or you already have a set and you want to get more, be sure to go to rwimotorsports.com and on checkout, put in our discount code 4WF26 for 15% off on your order. It also lets RWI know that we sent you. So get over there, get your wheels, and get out there and have fun riding today. And obviously we'll talk more about this and go further into that too, but let's bring it all the way back for a second.
Okay.
And we're going to go to the beginnings. What got you into initially riding and eventually racing ATVs?
So this is a while back. I was lucky enough to get a quad for Christmas from Santa when I was 2.5 years old in 1998 or 9. I actually still think my mom has like the film on it when I got it for Christmas.
That's cool.
And I got a Lem 50, if anyone knows those, like 2-stroke automatic. They were made in Italy. And I got it back years later. I still have it now.
That's cool. And
so I rode around the house for years, and then this is before social media and before internet.
Yeah.
There was Dirt Wheels magazine. You followed up with everything. So when I was 8 years old, I got like an Eton Viper 90. I think my dad got me at the time. And I would just rode the backyard, and I was a backyard warrior for years. And we found out through a magazine you can race as a kid. So I went to my local race in New Jersey, which was Raceway Park. Did a race, got my butt kicked, went there, learned a lot, made a lot of connections, put a lot more work into a quad that needed it, because I showed up on a stock quad, and I remember getting to that race, and everyone's quad looked so much wider and faster, and I was hooked ever since. That was 2004, my first race. So it was a while back. My first race was in 2004. Yeah. And did District 6 in 2005 and 6, and in 2007 WPSA. 2008 back to nationals in 2008, and up ever since I've done the nationals. So
that's crazy.
I bet it flies by.
Yeah.
So when I was 19 years old, I think I started racing pro in 2015.
Okay. Like that sounds about right.
Yeah. I turned 19 that year.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I was 18 when I started.
Yeah. So I mean, because in that first race you did, where was that at?
My first
Your
race.
first race.
Raceway Park, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah,
and was that like a district race or?
No, it was they called it the Fall Classic. So it used to be a really big quad race once a year. I don't even know if it was for points or anything.
Okay.
Just But it was huge, like in its day.
Yeah.
20-something years ago, it was huge for what it was. And it ran for a long time, but it was a while ago.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean that was kind of what that was the bug that bit you then.
Yep.
And then from there on out, basically you've been racing.
Yeah, we were hooked.
So did you do like local stuff for a season or two, and then dive into nationals, or how long did you?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So 2005 and 6, I did District 6.
Okay.
Which was, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, in and around there. And I did that for about 2 years. Then 07 was the WPSA, which is not around anymore.
Right.
And I did that. And then 2008 went back to nationals because WPSA went away.
Right. So
WPSA,
do you remember what machine you were on?
Oh, yeah. I know this stuff better than I should.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, though.
Yeah, it's funny because how guys work. I can remember the little stuff.
The things you retain.
That year, 70 automatic on a Cobra automatic.
Yeah.
And then I raced a TRX 90, and it was like 90. It was either called 90 production or 90 shifter.
Okay.
But it was a modded out TRX 90. They're bored into 125s, double A arms. Like they were pretty cool.
Like the Rob Racing setup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Like the TC pipes.
Yeah.
No, that was the Super Mini Classic. I think I had a big gun pipe on it back then. But yeah, that's what I raced that year, and I won both my championships, and I had a really stellar amateur career where I won a lot of races and a lot of championships as a kid. Pretty much till I got to pro class, and then I wasn't winning as much, but I won a lot won 4 different A classes, won the Pro-Am championship.
Yeah.
Pretty much till I got to pro class, and it got really, really hard.
Right.
But I did well in pro.
Yeah. Well, you've done really well your entire pro career, and obviously that's what gets you to the pro is you got a lot of championships moving up the ranks, or you did really well. Maybe you never really got a championship, but you were top 3, so you decide, let's just keep on going. But at the end of the day, and of course, you went pro in the middle of the Chad domination.
Dude, I was thinking about it recently. Like when I went pro, like John Natale was still in it. Joe Bird was still in it.
Yep.
It was Chad, Joel, Thomas Brown, Josh Upperman, even Ronnie Higgerson used to race.
Yeah.
There was and David Hagsma. Like we were stacked.
It was
those years.
Yes.
Coming in, and I've raced with so many different eras. Where then it was like then it was like the Thomas Brown, Chad Weenan, Joel Hetrick, David Hagsma for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was for years. And then Bryce Ford came in, and then he was like a new fast up and comer. Brandon Hogue, and they were like kids that came up. So I've raced with like just always people that came up that were always in that third, fourth. But what's crazy is all the years I've raced, only 2 people have won, which was Joel or Chad.
Joel or
2
Chad.
people have won the championships.
Right.
Like 6 and 6. I was there for 6 of Chad and 6 of Joel's.
Exactly.
So it's wild. They were very dominant, and it made it difficult. So
it is crazy to think about that. And like you said too, and it's kind of something to say about you as well is, there's been fast guys since you went pro. There's been fast guys that have dropped out or retired.
Yep.
There's been fast guys that moved up, and for your entire pro career, essentially, you kind of stayed in the same spot.
Yeah. Pretty much till I got hurt, and I think that, no pun intended, but it did hurt me.
Of course.
Because I just was not the same since, and then I had there's a lot of things. I had a lot going on back home, trying to start the track business, which I don't regret at all because I'm trying to set my own self up in life.
sure, yeah.
And a lot of things hit at once where it went downhill, and I needed to just make that call to come out last year.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Life happens, you know? But
yeah,
I've definitely raced with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
A lot of different people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And even, you think about it, as you're moving up youth classes and your amateur classes, think about those guys that you raced or raced with throughout your career that what they did as well.
Yeah.
It's not like you kept getting championships because you were racing against slow people. There's other names that you were up against that made it to that pro class as well.
Yep.
So, but you kind of mentioned your track a little bit, and we can kind of touch base on that because how ATV racing is going for you now. You made the call. It was about midway in 2025, correct? You kind of decide,
towards the end of the race season.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you decided, it's time to step back from doing this full time. But
which was very difficult in itself.
Oh, I could imagine.
Yeah.
Especially because, as you said, 2.5 years old, you started riding a 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
You, 98% of your life has been on a 4-wheeler.
More than that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, this has been your life.
5 or 8, yeah, it's
right.
it. And it still is.
Yeah.
You know, and even with my track stuff now, like I'm still in and around this every day. I ride still, not as much or as intense as I used to be, but I'm literally still around this every day, dirt bikes and quads.
Right. And that's kind of the next thing too, is it's not like you decided, okay, I'm gonna, retire from being a pro ATV motocross rider.
Yeah.
You decide to step back, but you're still in this.
Yeah.
Because you own a training facility now, correct?
Yep.
Was it Facility 15?
Facility 15, yep.
In Jersey?
New Jersey. Right where I live. I live on the same property too.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
So Facility 15 it's a private facility. We run off of club memberships, so people can do a 6-month, a full year membership. And we have 4 different options depending upon what you do. We do a lot of track rentals. We do some open ride to the public on the big track. We do a lot of open public days for pit bike riding, which is like a massive scene back where I live, which is a lot of people live in that general area.
Okay.
So we're only open 2 days a week consistently, every Wednesday and Saturday. Try not to bite off more than I can chew.
Right.
And then the Sundays we open for pit bikes. And the days in between, I'm the track guy. I am maintaining the property. And I train a lot of people and do one-on-one lessons. I teach a lot.
That's cool.
It depends on the week, but an average of like 3 to 5 lessons a week I'll teach. And I teach a lot of dirt bike lessons, believe that or not. Like just kids, local kids that are learning how to ride, learning how to shift, like a little bit of technique. I teach quite a bit of that, like probably like a 19-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm lucky enough to have a clientele that all lives within an hour.
Yeah.
And so be it. Yeah, it is significantly more dirt bikes that ride there, but if that's what keeps the doors open, it's what it is.
Right.
So,
and that's something that, because you ride 2 wheels as well, correct?
I ride a lot of dirt bikes.
Yeah.
I've rode more dirt bikes this year than quads. Yeah.
But it's just something that, unfortunately we do have to face. There are more dirt bikes out there, more dirt bike riders than there are quads. Doesn't mean that there's anything against the quads.
Yep.
You made your career on quads, but if you are able to cross train and you can do good on both, and it seems like a lot of you current pro and even ex-pro guys, you have spent a lot of time on dirt wheels. You cross train because it gives you a way larger horizon of tracks you can go to. Because if let's face it, there's maybe 10, 20 tracks around, this area, kind of the east coast of the country that you could ride a quad on.
If that, yeah.
Yeah. And so if you're able to ride a dirt bike, well, now you just open that up. You can do a lot more, get a lot more seat time.
Exactly.
And we all know, like, you could do a lot in the gym, but when it comes to seat time, that's
your best.
That is key to doing really good. And so you're training riders, and it probably really helps because it's essentially a one-man operation right now.
As far as working there, no, I actually have I'm never going to discredit them. They're a huge help to me. My parents will come on the weekends and help. Yeah. They live 30 minutes away. They'll come on the weekends when we're busy, and I have 3 kids that work for me now. Okay. So I have 2 that, one that comes on every Saturday and 2 that come on the Sundays we're open. And they're 2 15-year-olds and 1 17. Okay. They'll run the water system, check wristbands, to tow people out of the woods if they get stuck, a little bit of everything. So it's really like 6 of us now, which is pretty good.
Yeah, but it's pretty nice because especially if you've got a nice, like, tight little community. Yeah, exactly. And like you said, you're not open a lot, so that probably really helps too because you're not getting burnt out from it.
Well, that's just it. You try getting burnt out and biting off more than you can chew is a great way for disaster and to hate what you're doing. And I try to, I love this sport. Yeah. And I love everything around it. So I try to keep it at like a good moderate pace, but also know when to separate. All right, let's not be open 4 days in a row, and let's go back to life for a little bit and go back and forth. And I've really found the enjoyment in that.
Yeah, for sure. So. And when you're doing training and stuff like that with riders, are you just doing on bike, or are you helping them with off bike training as well?
Mostly on bike, so I'll ride with them. I'm lucky enough to have a pretty good selection of dirt bikes and quads myself. Like, I have a pretty good fleet. So what I do when I train somebody is I will get on something as close to them as what they're riding.
Yeah.
So if I have a little kid on like a gas bike, I'll get on one of my gas bikes. If I have a kid on an e-bike, I'll get on my e-bike.
Okay.
I have an electric and gas big bike. I have a mini and small big quad. So if they're on a mini quad, I'll get on a TRX 90.
Yeah,
if they're on on a 450, I'll get on my 450.
Right.
But it helps a lot when you teach, because with a one-on-one, you got to be kind of similar to what they're on. But I'll ride with the person one-on-one for 2 or 3 hours. We'll break down stuff. But I really feel like in the last year I've trained a lot of people, and I just kind of see it all. Like some people that are like, man, this is going to be a long 2 hours, and some are like, wow, that was like awesome.
Yeah.
So
that's really cool.
It's been really fun.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten really good at teaching and
sure.
speaking well enough to describe things to whether an adult, whether it's their first time, or a kid that's just got the bike for Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, it probably really helps too with you riding with them, because
you have to.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that are into motocross and things like that, we're more visual learners.
Yep.
So if you can everyone can, if you've ever dealt with trying to help out a younger rider or a lesser skilled rider, and you're just trying to tell them something, a lot of times it's hard to understand. But if you can go out there and you can show them like, hey, do this, well, now they have an idea
this
what
is how it's done.
Yes.
I've really gotten into, like, I've changed up the way I'm teaching a little bit recently, where I'll demonstrate it, but I'll show them the wrong way first. This is how not to do this, or sometimes, and I'll say it, this is how you're doing it, this is how not to do it. I want you to see what it looks like to do it wrong, then I want you to see what it looks like to do it right.
Yeah.
And that seems to have helped quite a bit narrow down, like, getting away from bad habits or techniques.
Yeah, because I mean that's really important, especially on a dirt bike.
Yeah.
Your seating position, or your where you are positioned on the dirt bike, is the biggest difference.
Yep.
On either going down, wadding it up, or because your track is it all sand, or is it majority sand?
Well, the big track is all sand. The pit bike track's like pretty hard packed for what it is. But it depends. I got some people that are kids that do woods racing, and they want to ride in the woods. We have a 4-mile trail loop, so
that's cool too.
I do. Whatever gets thrown at me, I can pretty much accommodate it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
So, but yeah, I mean, and especially in sand on a dirt bike, your riding position is the key to success.
Yeah.
So if you go out there and you show them that you're too far back, whatever, you can show them, hey, you see what happens.
I think the thing for me, like I mildly tap into big dirt bike training.
Yep.
I'm not a professional dirt bike guy, nor do I try to pretend that I am.
Yeah.
So for me, I try not to step on any of like the local pro dirt bike guys that teach.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got this guy teaching now. Not that I really should be worrying about them, but it's not what I do. It's not what I teach.
Right.
But I sure as heck know right from wrong on kids.
Yeah.
I can teach that.
Yeah.
And very beginner big bikes, I'll teach on dirt bikes as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that's really cool. That you are doing that. And yeah, I mean, that was kind of the next thing is I'm sure there's some faster dirt bike riders around you. Are they coming out and using your facility? Yeah.
So I mean, I rode with a guy last week that smoked me on my own track on a dirt bike, but fast guy racing Southwick National in a few weeks.
Yeah.
With Jet Lawrence and all that. He's fast.
Yeah.
But it was good. It's also how I tore my hands up last week.
Oh crap! Yeah.
But that's good. I get to ride. When I can and want to with someone that's really fast.
Yeah.
So
definitely. And also, you kind of is Duke live around you now, or
I think he moved to Florida.
Okay, that's why I didn't think. Yeah.
Well, he lived around me my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, we were within 10-20 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
Forever. And he rode to my place a couple times recently, but I think he made the move to Florida.
I thought he relocated as well.
He's been talking about that for a while.
Yeah. So, and I mean, that's something like he's kind of known on the internet for other things, but he does ride dirt bikes, he's pretty good on a dirt bike. So you've ridden with him. Yeah. You've ridden with, I'm sure, especially in your area, like you said, there's a decent amount of people in that area.
A lot.
And, I don't know what the updates on it are right now, but Jersey is potentially losing a big riding spot with Englishtown. Potentially,
yeah. I've been hearing it for years. Until it fully goes away, I'll believe it, but nothing lasts forever, and that's unfortunately the truth.
Right. So. And unfortunately, like they've been dealing with the same stuff that a lot of tracks around the country have been dealing with over the last few years.
Yeah,
it's just, essentially the government's trying to push them out because they want that space for other things.
Yep.
So, but yes, I mean, like I said, I haven't heard of the newest updates on it, but I know they lost a good amount of automotive events this year because of it. Chris, that runs the place, just said like I can't guarantee the future. What's going to happen this year.
That's unfortunately what happens, and people are going to have to go where the money is. To stay afloat in life right now. Right. And New Jersey never gets any cheaper.
No.
It's just too expensive as is to even live there. But
right.
I'm already
and I mean, you spent your entire life there.
Yeah, I'm already you're locked in.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, you've got the track going for you, and like I said, it's cool that you went from pro ATV racer to rolling into being around it still.
Yep.
You're making your career out of the sport still.
I think it's helped to have a name and background.
Yes.
It's definitely helped. I mean, listen, if you got a riding spot, especially where I live, people will figure out how to get there, and you'll get business, I think, regardless.
Yeah.
But, we do our best to have good, customer communication and, be as nice as we can and accommodating the people that come. So, that speaks a lot, too, when you have returning people.
Yeah.
But having my background definitely helps.
Yeah,
Does.
Now, does your name and your history, does that help with the dirt bike clientele as well?
I don't think it did initially, but I think when you have a riding spot, the word travels really quickly in that area, especially when there's not a lot of places to ride and places going away. So they got to put their ego aside and ride at a quad person's place, and then realize, all right, well, it is mostly dirt bikes here, and the track is pretty cool.
Right, well, especially if you're out there on a dirt bike
too. Maybe not so bad of people.
Yeah.
So, and they end up coming. They come around.
Well, that's good.
But
that's good. Yeah, and it's because you've had. How long have you had the track now?
I've had the property for 6 years now, but really open like 3 years.
Okay, I was
but
gonna say,
now more going so in the last year since I'm giving it all my time.
Yes. So. Yeah, because it seemed like a few years ago you kind of popped up with it and you've had the track, but yeah, I didn't think you've had it really that long.
Yeah, and it goes quick.
Yeah, it does. It does. Once you start making some of those adult moves, it seems like it doubles.
Time flies. I'm seeing that slowly.
Yeah, it does. And then the other thing with it, you kind of mentioned the pit bikes and the pit bike track.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd piss anyone off by saying this, and if I do, like, that's your own problem. But you're kind of like the king of pit quad racing.
Yep.
I mean, you've got, I would say, the largest pit quad race for sure the country every year with the Turkey Derby.
Yeah.
And that's been going on for a little while now.
Yeah, we had good entries last year. I mean, between dirt bikes and quads, which is split, we had like 210 entries last year total, and about 100 plus are TRX 90s, and that's a lot of TRX 90s to show up to one event.
It is, yeah.
in 40 degrees.
Right.
But it was cool, and I feel like that started a lot in my own place and got me on track to having what I have now, where I just saw more of the potential, and it grew. Yeah. And I think what helped me, and not to sound corny, but it was just something I followed because I enjoyed it, and as I saw it progress, and as I saw people get more into it, I just put back into it, and I've invested so much back into it, and still do with stuff. And it's something I started years ago. We just had fun, and we talked smack back and forth to each other. Started pit bike racing, and then it kind of blew up one year, and then just kept getting bigger. But it's like anything in life, you get what you put into it. Right. So the more I put into it, the bigger it's got, and it's been really good. I'm going to do that event this year. I actually don't know if I'm going to race it myself this year. I think I said last year I'll probably step back. I'm not saying I wouldn't race it again. But I got so much stuff going on that day, and it's like I'd rather just focus on running the event. It's a different part of my life now. Let it still be huge. We're doing a freestyle show this year too, in the same day, which will be the first day. Really get some guys on dirt bikes to do a flip or something.
Yeah, for sure.
So just want to focus more on the experience with the people and make sure it's run properly. And I'm not mad about it.
Oh, for sure. And obviously, like, you've had some media coverage on the events. And it's gotten to the point where, like, I don't know if you still do, but in previous years, you've had some of your partners step up and kind of support the event as well. So we've seemed to have pretty good sponsors year after year with it, and it's not for nothing, but it gains a good amount of traction. I mean, for what it is, it's a lot of people. I think it's like 600 something people total that are there, but it's the media that follows it. So it's always, that's how the world and motocross works. Like, oh, you got
either 1,000 there, but 50,000 people see it on their phones.
Yeah.
So a lot of people see it. CST, the tire company, helped me years ago.
Yep.
They actually were a big part of getting it started, and then Kenda Tires have been a big part the last few years.
Yep.
And a lot of other great people along the way that can benefit back from it.
Yeah.
Because it's a big community, and it's not just it's similar but a little bit different than ATV motocross.
Right.
And there is a market for stuff. People are going to go spend $400 on mini quad tires. People will spend a little bit of stuff on pit bike parts. It's not just quads, the bike stuff.
Right.
So it's a great interaction, and it's almost in a way the way I've set it up where you can be a vendor at that. It's almost become like I'm like blank on it, but almost like not a business convention, but like kind of like a collab where like companies within and out of the industry all are in like a vendor's row in front of hundreds of people that get to like, what does this company sell? And and it's been really cool to like see that, So.
Yeah. And it, not to talk anything about what we're doing right now here at the Nationals, but when you've got some essentially vendors at your pit quad race, pit bike, you have dirt bikes there too, so pit bike race, and we don't technically really have a brand here doing any vendor stuff at our national races.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to say it's easy.
It's not at all.
I do run that one event a year.
Yes.
So I can go for 3 months and work on hit a bunch of local places, companies. To do it 10 races, like at these races, it'd be quite difficult to do that. But you have to create the value too.
Yes.
And if you don't have the value behind the event and the right coverage and the right look and the right exposure, like come to the race, stand on that fence and tell me it doesn't look like it should be on TV.
Right.
Because every person that has paid money to be a vendor there has their name not only in the video stuff that I pay for, but on the track signage here. Like their name is all over, and that's what they want to see. They're paying to get exposure to help them back. So you kind of one hand washes the other, but it can't just be take. I do my best to, give back and make sure they're benefiting out of it too, because I'm not a person just to, all right, let's see what we can get and see you later. I've learned over the years, you want that repeat person.
Yeah, exactly.
So it has to be a good experience for them.
Right.
But the value has to be created.
Right.
So.
Well, and it's cool too, like when you look at your event from the outside, if you're watching like the videos on it, or if you are spectating there, you've made this event that looks like how the video games would portray a pit bike race. You know what I mean? Like you go look at the older MX vs ATV games and you do a pit bike race.
Yep.
Your event looks like how it does in the video game.
I've done my best to build like what I want, what I would want to see.
Yeah.
And if I can see it in my head, I'll create it and make it happen.
Yeah.
So.
And it's cool too, when you look at your track that you have, there's some really cool like pit bike jumps.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that like
and
you
they're
can
safe. Like, I'm not trying to have people carted out of there.
Right. It's a lot of tabletops. You've got some step ups and things
Split
like that.
Lanes, crazy whoops every year. It's something gnarly.
You have to on those things.
That's the show.
Right. So, but yeah, I mean, you've built that up to where you see a continuation of it.
Yeah.
It's not just because let's face it, like you're not made of money. It's not like you can just throw $50,000 at this every year and be like, oh, who cares?
Yeah.
Like you need to at least break even on something like that.
Yeah.
And also you're growing your name, you're getting the coverage out there, and obviously the coverage on that is helping you gain brand partnerships and sponsors and things like that, which is also the next thing that I kind of want to bring up with you is, you've clearly made some good partnerships with companies throughout your racing career to the point where now you're continuing, you're not full-time racing, yet you still have brand partnerships.
Sure do.
You've got a quad sitting over here right now with a set of tires that no one else can get right now.
Has.
You're doing some work with Kenda.
Yep.
Helping develop a tire, correct?
Oh yeah. I've been for a while. That stuff takes a long time.
Oh, I could imagine.
I've done my best to keep my connections because it's really what has given me everything in my knowledge. So it's like, why wash it away? So having the facility has helped me quite a bit. And another thing for people, and a tip for any, like even kids watching this, some of my biggest deals I've had in racing started very small. And a lot of times you should just And I would have to see the scenario, but a lot of times you should just take it, because like my CST deal towards the end of like the 6 years was really big for what it was.
Yes.
And I remember how pennies that deal started.
Yeah.
You know, with like support, and I just took it.
Yeah.
And you know, like partnership and trust is not like, you can't just expect, oh, I had one good year, now it's in my resume.
Right.
You know, it's not how it works.
And that's just it. It's like you have to put in for this.
And I've started really small with companies. And what's helped is I've been in a while, and I've done other things outside of it with the huge help of having my facility. So it's okay, we're doing this, but I got this one event too. I can give you exposure there as well. And another tip for people too, like let's talk about this tire deal with Kenda.
Yeah.
For me, that's been like 2 years in the making to have that happen. And a lot of people bash like the Kenda tire for years. It's too heavy, whatever, they're junk.
Yeah.
But here's a company that I got with 3 years ago that I saw. They were a little bit older than me, the guys that I dealt with. They're willing to listen. They have the money as a company to invest and for development.
Yeah.
And just because something's good doesn't mean, or just because something's not good doesn't mean you should always just leave. Like I gave that company time. I stuck with them on something like, maybe the tire was really heavy and maybe arguably it could have been a disadvantage, but they were willing to listen to me. They were willing to develop. They were willing to support me through it. And at the end of 3 years, I can say I can't by any means take all credit for it. Like it's ultimately upon them.
Yeah.
But I pioneered the push of let's get this better, and this is where you need to be on this tire.
Yeah.
So the rear's perfect, really perfect. I'm excited for people to get on it when they're available.
Yeah.
And the front was ready. I didn't like it, and we went back to. We got to go all the way back to the drawing board, which they weren't happy about, but they trust enough me and listen to me that, okay, it's not good. We do need to change this and this.
Yeah.
And it might be 6 more months and more money. And that's what makes ATV racing better, is people sticking with their sponsors, working with them, and that's how development happens in the sport.
Yes. And
sorry to
no, and it's exactly like this is something I wanted to talk to you about. Because this is a sport where we see a lot of people that'll just talk about like, oh, there's no sponsorships, there's no this, there's no that. There's no such thing as a sponsorship anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you've got maybe a family member or somebody that you know. Yeah, it's all partnerships. But unless there's somebody that says, this is this much money towards your racing, that is a sponsorship. What we're all getting from these brands are partnerships. You know, you had a video not too long ago, you changing your oil in your quad.
Oh, yeah.
That is you working with your partners, because they are giving you a and it's going to start as a discount. It's always going to start as a discount. Doesn't matter if you are the 8-time champion. Nowadays, it's going to start as a discount. You have to. They're relying on you to market for their brand, and if you are marketing and doing your job, that's how you get maybe free product. Maybe some money.
Listen, I'll say another thing too for kids or people watching that are trying to make it. I could say confidently, you go work as hard as you want off the track, on the track to have good results. But if you're not a marketable person and you can't help your sponsors back, or you're got a bad attitude, you're being more marketable will go a long way with sponsorship and keep you racing for years. I was never a number one guy, ever. Did I make crazy money racing? Not crazy.
Yeah.
Did I made money? I definitely did for a while. I probably did a lot better than guys multiple positions ahead of me, and I never beat them and knew I never needed to keep getting to the races. But I focused more on, I could work as hard as I want to become a Joel Hetrick. Not everybody's Joel Hetrick. I still work hard on and off the bike to be the best version of me when I get on the track, but I spent a lot of time to become marketable, look professional.
You built relationships.
Speak well, and be someone that a company would want to represent. Yeah. And that goes a long way.
It is. It is. And that's the other thing too is, when you're doing this stuff, be yourself. Yeah. Put your, if you have a known personality at the racetrack and you've got a known personality with whoever you are talking to at your partners, put that personality into your content.
Exactly.
It's honestly, it's so easy now because we have social media.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got, everyone's got a Facebook, everyone's got an Instagram. A good amount of people have a TikTok these days.
Yep.
Use those platforms. If you've got a YouTube, use that platform.
Yep.
That is how you're marketing for these companies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like they're expecting you to buy an ad in Dirt Wheels. I'm not saying you can't.
Yep.
But you don't have to spend a lot of money. It's some time. Most of the time you use your cell phone. You know, like I've made partner videos. It's my cell phone. I've got some microphones that I clip onto my shirt, you know, and
yeah.
And like I said, be yourself. You know, I've
it's
thrown
what you put into it too.
Yeah.
You know, and people got to stick it out, give it the time and effort, and
right.
stuff takes time.
Yeah, and with the Kenda Tire thing too, you know, obviously you've built that relationship. Now, when it came to feedback, did you reach out to them first, or they reach out to you?
I think it was kind of mutual right in the beginning. They're like, "What do you think?" Or, you know, "What do you think it needs?" Or whatever.
Okay.
And I mean, this is like a 3+ year ago conversation, or maybe 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them a while back what it needed, and I couldn't believe when they called me February this year. Hey, and I'm like out of racing.
Yeah.
Like, we got that tire. We're gonna ship it to you. We got 3 sets. We'll ship you a set.
Yeah.
And they sent me all 3 sets. And I actually have all 3 sets here with me.
Okay.
But when I saw it, I was kicking myself in the butt. I'm like, man, I wish I had this last year.
Yeah.
it's so much better. And,
yeah.
Their other tire was great tread. No complaints other than just weight. It was heavy.
Right.
Taking
It
a
looked
tire
like
was 14.5 pounds.
Yes.
Down to 11.2. Think
That's
about
crazy.
that.
It's crazy.
It's a half pound lighter than the CST
Yeah.
rear.
Yeah.
Which is the lightest one. Now you're even lighter than that.
That was always I'm a snob when it comes to certain things, and tires is one of them.
Yep.
And my issue I always had with the Havoc was literally just aesthetics.
Yeah.
It looked like they took a cross-country tire and made it smaller.
Yep.
You know, and I think it was perfect for you to be doing this too, because you were testing it behind the scenes, and nobody was really seeing it. Like, I noticed that you were doing something as far as tire R&D when you did that D6 race.
Yeah.
And there was a picture of you on the gate, and I'm like, hang on.
Those are the fronts.
Those are not,
so those are the fronts that were the new ones.
Yep.
I raced them that weekend, gave them feedback. I mean, I won my 4 motos at the local race.
Right.
But it's still not what I wanted.
Right.
Just because you did well on them and won doesn't mean I focus more on not the result but how it feels.
Right.
So
Right.
I like them. I still got the sets, but I wanted 2 things
If you can improve on it,
Yeah.
you have to give that feedback.
Yeah. They weren't happy to hear it.
Right.
Because they wanted to just give it a go.
Right.
But they understand and they're appreciative, and the right company gets it.
Right.
And they're like, we understand where you're coming from, Nick. We want it to be right.
Right. And I'm sure, they probably weren't happy about it, but you can't rush to market on stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to drop names, but there's one company that makes off-road vehicles that seems to always, rush to market on their machines, and those machines have a lot of recalls.
Yeah.
It seems like every year they come out with a new machine, and within that first couple of years, there's a good amount of recalls that come out.
Yeah.
You don't want to rush to it, especially on a tire company, because obviously you're relying on people. Tires are consumables.
Yep.
If nobody's buying your tires as a consumable because they don't like them, whether it's the way they look or the way they perform, well, you're not making money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they need to make money to keep doing this stuff.
Sure.
So take that time. Keep working with you, sending you different revisions on the tire, and because you also need that good balance. If you got a rear tire that's outperforming your front tire, where are you going to get?
Yeah, so
in a straight line.
This weekend I'm running the new rears and the old Havoc fronts that I was just comfortable with. I didn't hate those Havoc fronts. I ran them the last 2 years, and that's what I'm going to run this weekend. Yeah. So. Yeah.
And obviously you're kind of used to that setup. I saw you've done some customizing, personalization on those rear tires as well.
I grooved them. We're going to try it. The set I've been riding hasn't been grooved. I probably should have tested it, but we're going to run it.
Yeah, for sure. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. So, it's really cool. It's really good to see that, like I said, you semi-retired from professional racing, but you're still... it's a lot of it's behind the scenes at this point, but you're still heavily involved in this sport.
I try my best to be, because it's what I like if it wasn't for this sport and it wasn't for my track, I don't know what I'd be doing. If I came out, sold everything, went to like a cubicle job, not to offend anybody that has a job in an office or like a regular.
It's not for everybody.
It's not. It's just all I've done. So I've got to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
I stay very involved.
Yeah.
Try to.
That's
more than
good.
people think.
Right.
So.
Right. And do you plan to keep kind of like cherry picking and coming to random events here and there? Or?
I don't know. I hate to say I think it's going to become a little bit more difficult as my life's changing outside racing.
Yeah.
I'll always be involved, and I'll like stop in and stuff.
Yeah.
I will always keep quads and ride. I'm never going to get rid of anything, and it's never going to be like, oh, I don't have a quad anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know yet. I can't answer that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And I know we spoke about this last year, and I think it was one of the pre-race press conferences and that, after we talked about you kind of stepping back. And I think I'd said something about you starting to do some more media, like maybe doing a YouTube and things like that. And then, we see some videos from you and Walsh Racecraft of you throwing a leg over some random machines and talking about them, like that the old school Walsh hybrid, old CRF carbureted machine.
Oh, that was cool.
Like it's cool to see some of that content.
Yeah.
Seeing someone that is a current, a modern day pro level racer riding. I'm gonna hurt some feelings here, but riding a dinosaur like that.
Oh,
yeah. And there's videos of you riding Gloops 250R back in the day too. Like, it's cool seeing those things. And you're in the perfect position for it because you've got the track.
Yep.
If you can just get the machines, and why wouldn't somebody allow you to? It's not like you're just some random Yahoo.
Yeah.
You can throw a leg over it.
I had a lot of fun on those.
Yeah.
Riding the different stuff.
Exactly. It is really fun. You're used to a YFZ 450R.
Oh, yeah.
You throw a leg over something random, a 250R base hybrid, whatever. And like, I know I commented on it. And talked about, on those old carbureted machines and even the 250Rs, you never know when, but it will randomly bog on you.
Yeah.
And most people don't experience that anymore.
Yep.
It really opens your eyes on some of the early
it makes you respect
racing.
It.
Yeah.
Respect it in both ways, too. It was a cool time for quad racing, too. And they handled pretty good, some of those 250Rs.
They did.
I liked them. I could see how they went pretty fast.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean the old school Walsh hybrids. If you could ride an old Lager chassis and things like that, like that stuff is wild.
Very.
And they were light switch fast back in the day. Because I mean, did you on that CRF, the Walsh CRF hybrid? Did you feel super fast on that?
No.
No.
No. That quad was not fast at all, and there were some issues with it. I got off of it, and not to hurt people's feelings on it, but I'm going to say how it is. I thought it was a turd.
Okay.
And when I rode that initially, I got off it. I'm like, Mike, like my stock YFZ 450 is faster than this thing. And he's like, no. So he brings it down to Florida, and he dynos it.
Yeah.
And what is a stock YFZ 450 horsepower? It's like 38, right?
Yeah,
it's like 38.
It's rated at like 40 on the dot. Yeah.
And I think it's 38 spec.
Yeah.
And he dynoed it, and he calls me. He's like, Nick, he's like, the CRF's 39 horsepower. I'm like, well, I told you. And he's like, you were right.
Yeah.
And a lot of things were wrong.
Oh, I'm sure.
The clutch was so shot in that, which doesn't help anything.
No.
For one.
Yeah.
Jetting completely off.
Yeah.
And then he got it up to like 47 or 8 after the fact.
Okay.
He got it to like another 10 horsepower more.
Yeah.
So I know that it wasn't a fair.
Right.
It wasn't a fair try on that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the right.
Because it'd be cool to see you ride that now and see what you
I would
think.
give it another shot.
Because it's crazy.
I know that's not how that quad is.
Right.
It wasn't all there.
Yeah. Because those old, like when you're riding CRFs, and this, I got to have this comparison on the dirt bikes themselves. It was like, in the one day I rode, it was an 06 CRF, an 09, and a 13. This is back in like 14.
Yep.
And it was like, you felt so fast on the 06 because it was like, it was more like a two-stroke than a four. When you ride the fuel injector stuff.
They handle freaking really good.
Oh, they do.
Really good.
Yeah. But it's just like the raw power, where the fuel injected stuff, that power is a lot more linear.
Yep. And it's consistently there.
Yeah. So yeah, you feel faster when you're comparing all three of those side by side, like a carbureted and a fuel injected dirt bike. The carbureted one might feel faster, but you're way faster on the fuel injected one because it's just smooth.
Yep.
But
it is, and that's a big. It's a big portion of it too, and how the bikes and sport has changed drastically over the years.
Right.
Fuel injection.
Because that's the next thing is you then was it the same day you rode what could potentially, I mean, we don't know right now, it's 2026. What could potentially be the next evolution of ATV racing? You rode the Walsh Stark.
I initially thought so.
Yeah.
And I think what changed it is AMA recently put a ban on those not even being allowed to race. So
because of noise.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not against it either way.
Yeah.
But it might not happen like people think at all.
I think what needs to happen, at least for now, and they need to have their own class. Because I think that, I don't know for sure, but I think that's their issue, is someone on a gas-powered dirt bike or four-wheeler isn't going to hear an electric bike.
Right.
And if you know as much as I do, if someone's coming up behind you right now, you hear them beforehand.
Sure.
It at least gets you.
I think they might make something that actually puts out sound for safety. It'll probably sound hilarious.
It'll be like a forklift backup alarm or something, you know.
I think they're going to come up with something.
Yeah. I mean, look at cars.
Yeah.
Cars have, the EVs and the hybrids, when they're in electric mode, they emit a noise so that pedestrians know that they're there or are coming.
Yep.
So I would assume, they'll do something. But you did ride that bike regardless.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, what were your thoughts on it?
It was fast. It was faster than people think.
Mm-hmm.
The no noise was a little bit difficult. Like, I have a Stark dirt bike, and I don't really think that's hard to jump or gauge jumps.
Okay.
I had a harder time on the quad. Like, this is really weird coming up to this step up right now, going off of feel and no noise.
Yeah.
That was different. It's a completely different riding style.
Yeah.
I actually think it was more difficult to ride it in the quad than the bike, but I could still go on it pretty darn good on a quad.
Yeah.
But I only rode it for like 15 minutes. So if I spent more time on it,
if you had even like a whole weekend on it, that'd probably change things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No question.
So, but yeah, I mean, you did get to ride it though. And yeah, I'm sure, because there's one gear on those.
Yeah, that's it.
And so when we were talking about a jump here at Budds Creek, if you're saying, hey, how do I hit this? How is someone going to answer?
Off of feel.
Right.
And that's the hard
Someone's
part.
going to say though, like, oh, it's fourth gear, half throttle, or something like that. Well, what do you say? You've got one gear.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You're still, well, yeah, it depends on the horsepower they're at, and it depends on like, I think it depends. You got to be equally set on the same horsepower as somebody else. And, all right, it's half throttle at 45 horse.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. If you're on your stalker, someone's on a built quad, you can't. It's a different story. And
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, obviously that stuff will change things, and I can see why you say it. It's a different thing to ride.
Very.
It's totally different. You're not just gonna jump on that tomorrow and sign back up for the pro class, even if they allowed them.
Yeah, it would be difficult.
Yeah.
You could in time, but it'd be difficult.
Yeah. And for that it's all like, some people have it, some people don't, but you have to have that good feel for like knowing or having like how do I explain this? You essentially need to know like, okay, I am going about this speed for this jump.
Yep.
Without knowing your gear and your throttle and stuff like it's
just off of feel.
Yeah, I think I'm going this fast. Here we go.
Yep.
So, and obviously, that kind of went viral in a way.
Yeah.
Just because it was something different and it was a pro ATV rider on this machine, and you then had the goons that follow other people that C boys did it first, blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you had a little video you talked about it, and
their fans were.
Oh my god,
it was funny.
And as somebody that saw that C Boys quad in person, I wouldn't ride it down in my yard.
Yeah,
it was scary. So it just shows there's a huge difference between somebody that knows what they're doing, building a machine. A chassis builder
you got
building
YouTubers
this.
that just rush it to say
doing
they
it for
did
the clout.
Yeah, it's all clout.
There's clout chasers and there's people who know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, I mean, yes, someone else did it first, but they didn't do it right.
No.
You should probably never ride that thing.
No, exactly.
But so it's cool. Yeah. Again, going on the fact that you're doing cool things with your career now. You're doing cool things with your riding skills, and like I look forward to seeing more of that as time goes on. And like I said, I think it'd be really cool to see some different like Nick test drives. I'd
like to do more and more of that stuff.
Yeah, bike reviews, I should say.
Yeah, that was really fun to do that for a short period of time.
Yeah,
but yeah, hoping to get more of that pretty soon.
Yeah. You'll have, especially off season. I'm sure things will slow down at some point a little bit. Maybe get some time to.
Yeah.
If someone was willing to bring their bike over, maybe throw a leg over it, especially if it's something unique. Not every like. You don't want to ride everybody's Walsh, Fox, or Elka YFZ 450R.
Yeah.
Like, let's see some different cool stuff. Maybe because you have ridden a good variety of machines during your race career as well. You were a Can-Am rider for a while.
Yeah, I was for 1 year. Honda for a bunch of years.
Yep.
A lot of different.
Yeah.
Those three.
Yeah, because like you went. It's very interesting and kind of funny too because like your Pro-Am career. You're on a Yamaha. Yeah. And then you switched back to a Honda.
I did. And then went back to... I rode Honda in Pro
for a little while.
2017 and 18.
Yeah.
Went Yamaha 2015, 16, Honda 17, 18, and then 19 Yamaha ever since.
Yeah, and then switched back. But yeah, I mean, Can-Am.
Yeah.
Did you ever do like a Cali?
I did Can-Am and Pro-Am in 2013.
Okay. Yeah.
1 year deal.
Yeah. And
that was good for what it was at the time.
Yeah.
I won a championship with them in A class. It was really good.
Yeah. Because I know there's a little. You're on Quadcast with Joe and Jeff, and I know Joe. Really cool guys. Yeah. And with them talking to you, then Joe found.
Be a little loud.
Well, hang on the rev tune over here. But there was a little resurgence of your DS ride video.
Yep.
And it was cool to like find that video and see it again.
Yeah.
See some of that stuff, and you had good things to say about the Can-Am too.
Yeah.
As far as the handling and things.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And mine was fast.
Yeah.
I remember it being really fast.
Yeah.
So it was good.
And it was just a really light quad, so that helps too. Like you didn't need the horsepower.
Yeah. They were a little tough to work on, but they were good quads.
Motor swaps and things like that were a little tricky.
Be a little loud.
Yeah. They got 9 250s over here right now.
We're gonna get ready soon to do that pro practice.
But it's just really cool to see all the things that you've done throughout your racing career and the accomplishments. And like I said, you keep on going. But what else do you have in store for the future? Like where do you see yourself going with this?
Like quad racing in general?
Just your life around ATVs in general.
I'd like to have always some kind of a presence in it. I'd like to keep my track for a really long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll always have a quad, and I don't know, and I can't pick or choose what races I'm going to do in the future. I think I got to just take it year by year and see what life throws at me. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm never going to completely leave. But I can't answer it yet. I don't know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Who knows? Maybe eventually, with the facility and everything, you might get burnt out at some point and decide it's time to move on from that. You might love it forever, and that's I mean, look at there are some of these training facilities, especially and it's nice that you're doing both bikes and quads.
Yeah.
Because there are a good amount of training facilities in the dirt bike world that have been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll just end up kind of working your way into those ranks a little bit.
We'll see.
It's hard to say.
We'll definitely see.
You may not be a pro dirt bike rider, but you are a pro racer.
Yep.
In motocross.
Sure.
So, and you can ride a dirt bike. You can do a lot of things. And who knows? Maybe you'll start honing some of your dirt bike skills a little bit too.
Yeah.
Now that
I might do some dirt bike races for fun locally and see how I do.
I mean, why not?
That. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what as far as the sport goes, is there anything that you want to see happen with the ATV motocross, series?
I think the series as a whole. Now, I still don't know the answer to this day.
Okay.
But I think the series as a whole, as much as they change this or change this class or do this or do that, it has nothing to do with like the format is. It's people have raced forever and they stick with the classes that are available. I'd like to see ATV racing, and it's a long stretch and a bold, wide statement, but I would hope to see manufacturers come back.
Absolutely.
Because that has everything to do with it, and what kind of declined it years ago has nothing to do with making this a Triple Crown. It has nothing to do with, changing up the day or the times and this and that. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
It has all to do with the manufacturers, I think. And when I feel that side-by-sides kind of killed quad racing a long time ago. When those came out, the manufacturers stopped making sport quads.
What
do I think needs to happen in the sport? I think people just got to hold on, because you never know, and I don't know the answer. You never know when another manufacturer is going to come out. At least Yamaha still makes one.
Yes.
But I think when that happens and someone else is making something really good, it will go back in that direction. I think people should just keep enjoying the sport, have fun, and just keep holding on and just try to enjoy it more than just try to make a career out of it right now. You know, there's support there. But always have something else you're doing in life to stay busy and depend on money-wise right now. But it's hard to say.
I think with that too, it also goes back to our previous conversation with partnerships and things like that. Is instead of complaining, and I think that's a big thing. The complaining needs to go down. Like all of it. Because if we're in this sport and all we are doing is complaining, how's it going to grow? If
negativity is toxic in itself. People just, what's your option? You're going to go somewhere else and it not be like, this is still the prestige premier series. So it's just be happy and appreciate it's still around.
Exactly.
Show up.
Exactly. And again, with the partnerships and things like that, do look at you as an example. Like I said before, you're doing videos and you're promoting the brands that you work with. That's what you need to do. And build a good relationship. And I'm assuming there's somebody at Kenda Tires that you're working with right now that you consider a friend.
Oh yeah.
That's how good partnerships work. They either start because you're friends with somebody or they turn into friends. And you never know, that guy or that lady, person at that brand, people move from brand to brand all the time. So at what point, if you've got this person,
it's all about your connections.
Or
what you know, it's who you know.
That's your guy at Kenda might be buddies with this person at this brand. At what point do you start working your way into other brands that are outside?
Exactly that point. My guy at EVS Sports, EVS makes all the under the,
protective gear.
Was my guy for years. He left EVS, put me in contact with the new guy at EVS, but went to FXR.
Yes.
That's how I got my FXR deal, because it was my guy at EVS.
Exactly.
It's literally, for example, and I dealt with him 2 weeks ago. He sent me gear for this race.
There you go.
Guy I've known for almost 10 years.
Exactly. Because it's crazy how that works. Either they move around or they've got a buddy here or there, and obviously there's other than manufacturers, it'd be nice to get an outside brand involved. I think for the last over a decade now, everyone thinks if we could get an energy drink brand in or something like that, something food, beverage, high consumed, highly advertised brand, getting them into our sport would also help this out a lot.
I think it would help a lot, but I'm still going to go back to the value has to be created here first. For them to step up, or a company to invest a big amount in the series or a rider. And until there's value and they see what they can get back, that's where that partnership has to make sense. Sure, it'd be a great help, but how's it going to help them? And we got to keep doing our best, and value is created from the very bottom with goofy as is, attitude and not negativity, and things slowly start to build over time when things go in the right direction.
Right.
Values started at the bottom with that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. No negative. If a company comes in and does look at our sport, all you got to do is hop onto a social media page and look at a post for our sport, and you see all the negativity. Why would they get involved? Sometimes just shut up.
Yeah.
If you're not happy about something, you don't have to tell. Like, your opinion on the internet isn't as important as you think it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe you just keep it to yourself every once in a while.
100%. I've learned and seen that.
Right.
So.
Right. But Nick, you got to get ready for Media Day here in a little bit. But a couple questions I do want to ask you before we go. First one, and this is, I think I'm waiting to see your answer for this because you're already doing this. But what is your advice for new people wanting to get into this sport?
My best advice for people wanting to get into this sport, are you talking about people that already have a quad that want to enjoy it?
You pick. Whether they are just coming to you, they've got nothing, or someone that has an ATV and like, hey, how do I do this?
Well, I think it's a wide question too, because each person has a different scenario and what they want long term and what they want. And I deal with this same question quite a bit in my own track. People like, I got kids that like got a dirt bike. I want to become the next pro racer. I say it all the time. Yeah. And I think the thing I go back to with the most is have your dream of what you want and always keep that and never come off that. But I've been a person in years to kind of just like set your expectation low and really just enjoy your time of having fun, because I've seen families in this sport that have pushed so hard, they got all the backing, they got all the money in the world, and they burn themselves out quick.
Yeah.
Or they overly push their kid. I got in this sport because I enjoyed it. I got in the sport because my dad and I enjoyed it. I don't think I ever came off the track in 20-something years where my dad screamed at me because my results weren't there.
Right.
It's on me.
And that's what keeps you in it.
I know when he was disappointed.
Right.
But if you aim for the parents too, if you want your kid to be in it, you got to have fun.
Right.
I've seen people that have the perfect recipe to get to the top that got burnt out. You got to enjoy your time, set your expectations low, and if it's really the dream you want, don't give up.
Right.
You're going to have bad races. You're going to have bad years. You're going to have, the sponsors that didn't work out that year.
Right.
You're going to get to a race, grenade an engine on a Friday practice, and stuff's going to happen.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's very hard. I've had really highs of highs and lows of lows. And I'm going to say just really try to enjoy it and focus more on the good times than the negatives.
Yeah.
And it's a part that I battled with for a while, like even when I was having hard years of just, everything just seemed to be going wrong and just always found the negatives. And even last year, I knew it was my last year, and it's like stressed as I was and my results were really not good. And I knew before I announced it was my last year. I sat there a couple races, man, and I'm like, look what you're doing right now. Like, this is like the coolest thing. Like, just try to enjoy this. As much as you dreaded coming because you had so much stress, like, look what you're doing. Yeah. This is really cool. Yeah. And enjoy it. And gotta enjoy what you're doing.
Exactly.
I know it's goofy, but gotta enjoy it.
Well, and it's, this is all a hobby. Whatever level you are at, this either starts as a hobby, but it always stays a hobby, actually. Sure. You've made a way to make money with your hobby. In a different way, I've learned how to make money with my hobby. You doing it on the rider aspect of it, me doing it as a bike builder and things like that. But this is a hobby. You
got into the sport because you love it.
Exactly.
And that's where people can't just try to just make it as a business, because I promise you'll get burnt out and won't make it.
Yeah, and that's how you stay in it, is once you stop loving this sport, you're done.
Yeah.
You may as well stop that day. Don't try to push it. I don't think, maybe someone out there has, but I don't think you really fall back into a love with it if you fall out of love with it.
I agree.
And
that's where I think it was a right time for me to step out. I didn't want to completely burn myself out of stress trying to do the business, trying to do this. My results are down.
Right.
So I was like, I got to be done and keep my stuff and enjoy it and remember why I started when I was 2 years old.
Yes.
Because I wanted to get into it. So.
Right. And I think if you keep doing what you have been doing, you keep showing up to these races, maybe 1 or 2 a year, things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you still do that, because the other thing that I think is a big flaw with this sport is we forget people way too soon.
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy. Like, there was a group of you guys that retired last year, and already half of you guys, crazy. We don't hear your names anymore.
I know.
You coming back 1 or 2 events a year is going to keep your name in people's mouths. Same thing with Chad Wienen. And that's how you're going to stay relevant in the sport. And also, I think that would help your business in the long run as well.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
It's like I said, it's a big flaw of this sport is, all these younger riders around here, they can tell you all this stuff about the dirt bike world, but they can't tell you anything about the past of our own sport.
I know. It's
crazy. How do we do this? Like, how do we make this better? Like, I don't know if we...
It's how social media works.
It is. Once
you're out and you're forgotten, and it's unfortunately the truth.
Right. But speaking of social media, where can we find you? Where can we? And is Facility 15 on social media?
Oh yeah, we have an Instagram. Yeah, we have a good page on there. A lot of the quad people follow me on my personal page, which is my name, Nick Gennusa.
Yep.
But Facility 15 still on Instagram. We've had it for a couple of years now. I'm on Facebook, my personal stuff, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm still
I believe you still have an athlete page on Facebook too.
Yeah, I still use it.
For sure. So and I'll post all the links to those in the show notes as well, so it can be a little easier for people to find them. Nick Gennusa and Facility 15. And, I mean, anyone else that you want to give a shout-out to before we go?
There's a lot of people I could thank, but I'm going to go with my parents for letting me come this weekend and, just being supportive, because it really goes back to them. So I'm going to put them first on this one.
Absolutely. That's just it. Is like, there's been a couple events, but for the most part, I've been coming to these races since 2014 when I started with Root River Racing. I have seen your dad at almost every single race since.
Oh yeah.
So obviously
he loves it too.
Yeah, he's been supportive about it.
Companies that have kept me afloat for years.
Yeah.
It's all the people I've said my whole life. They're all on the side of my quad, and they've all been a help and support to me.
Yeah. Because it seemed like, for the most part, for a long time, it's just been like a whole Gennusa family thing.
Yeah.
There's obviously your sisters got older and they've got their own lives, but
now it goes quick.
Back in the day, like, it was you, it was your sisters, it was your parents, like, your whole family was at the racetrack.
Yeah.
Your sisters may have been bored the whole weekend, I don't know, but they were there.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was really good years that we are happy to have experienced.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah.
But Nick, I am so happy that we've been talking about this since this off season, January, February, something like that. So finally, obviously, I always wanted to try to get out to you and do this, but
always welcome. Still, bring the quad.
I would love to. It'd be awesome
to and a TRX 90.
Right. Bring my 90.
We'll stay busy.
It'd be badass. So, we'll plan on that at some point. And like I said, I'm happy that we're finally able to sit down and do this. And I hope at some point we can sit down and do some more of this stuff as well. So,
thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. But you've got media ride here in a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
my first one.
Yeah, I'll get some videos of you getting the bike a little sideways.
Oh yeah.
And
see if I still got it.
Right.
I'm gonna check out the track here in a minute, see if it's still muddy or not.
Definitely.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, this has been another episode of Four Wheel Frenzy. Thank you everybody that decided to tune in on this and listen to Nick's story, because I don't think there's really been anything that's actually told your whole story before either.
Not really.
So it's nice to get that out there and hear from you and kind of hear how things have been on the other side.
That's right.
So
gotta keep going.
Yeah. So, but I gotta thank obviously RWI Motorsports for the support with this show, LCQ'd Clothing, Spin Money Motorsports. But this has been a Four Wheel Frenzy production, and until the next episode, we'll see you then.
Thank you.